Hi again guys, I'm back with another unboxing. First of all, please let me apologise for the state of my hand here. I managed to slice the end of my finger off yesterday while I was preparing my dinner, so I do apologise for the condition that my hand's in during this video. But I've got this box of puddles here that I want to get into, and I didn't really want to wait until I'm healed up before I open this. So let that be a lesson to you if you're ever using one of those very sharp mandolin vegetable slicer things, because they're bloody dangerous, and I've lost part of my finger because of it. So yeah, quite sore at the moment. I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to do this unboxing, but we'll see. Yeah, some dramas with the shipping on this one. Sort of. I mean, it's arrived fairly quickly. It's come from America. The problem was the tracking actually said that the parcel had been delivered 3 days ago, I think it was. So I was quite concerned. I tried going out to a local post office where sometimes parcels get left for me without any notification and things like that. I couldn't find it. Contacted the seller. He did reply, but I'll be honest, he wasn't particularly helpful, suggesting that the company he sent it for wouldn't be able to help track, investigate the parcel or anything, which isn't true, because they do have means of investigating when parcels go missing. But anyway, as it turned out, what had happened, or what happened to me, was I got a card through the door yesterday saying there was a customs duty to pay, so I went to pay that, and here it is. So why it said it was delivered 3 days ago, I have no idea. But, well, what the hell. So anyway, here we are. As you can see, a fair few puzzles in the box. There's 4 different similar versions. I'm just trying to decide how to do this. Let's turn it around, and what I want to do is get them out in the order. Actually, I'll do them all in one. I'm not going to do them as a separate video, these ones. Actually, I was originally got to change my mind. Just this moment. So, yeah, as you can see, there's 4 boxes. You might have seen people like Crazy Bad Cubers have unboxed these, so you probably already know what these are if you've seen that. So let's open A. Yeah, sturdy boxes. Oh, that looks excellent. That really does look cool. So this is the Zoneden, however that is pronounced, Octic. I can't remember. I presume A is version 1. I don't actually know that, but yeah, that looks very cool. Very nice quality finish to it. So basically, what we've got here is, let me just move the box out of the way and show you a little bit of what's going on with this one. A cross cube shape mod. So you've got these equivalent to the baby faces. So this green one here turns, so you've got edges, corners, and then you've got kind of a 3x3 turn here of the central 3x3. So of the 3x3, what we've got is, this would be a center, these would be edges, and these 3 coloured pieces would be the corners. So when I'm pointing to the edges, it's actually the black stripe there, not the pink piece that I actually pointed to. The black strip between the 2 pieces is actually the 3x3 edge. So yeah, if you're familiar with the cross cube, you'll be able to see these similarities straight away, I would imagine. So it's nothing particularly new. And I did kind of and ah a little bit about whether I was going to buy one of these. Now, as I've said numerous times now, I am a collector, so I like to get any mass-produced puzzles there are. So that's part of the reason I bought these. But also, I kind of wanted to support a new producer. Hopefully, if he gets a good amount of sales of this particular puzzle, he might sell some more, which would be great, because he's sold a lot of handmade puzzles. I think his name's Cubelum on the Twisted Puzzles forum, and there's some interesting designs that he sold as handmade puzzles that I would love to see mass produced. So I kind of want to support that as well. But you know, don't get me wrong, I want these puzzles in my collection. That's why I bought them. I'm happy to have them in my collection. I don't, you know, I wouldn't just buy them just for the reason of hoping they will produce some others afterwards as well. But anyway, let's get version 2 out of the box. You may be wondering what the difference is, and well, there isn't one, other than a slightly different colour scheme. So I wouldn't normally necessarily buy both versions like this, but there is a reason why I have, which I'll get to in a minute. So let's get the other two out first. So we've got version 1, version 2, version 3, which is the second one I would have bought. So we've got oh, that's the same colour scheme as version 2. I kind of expected it to be the same colour scheme as version 1. But anyway, there is a slight difference, as you can see. These hasn't got the black stripe between the pieces. These have got coloured edges. And if you can see, this edge here is two different colours. So you've got red and blue on the actual edge piece. If I can turn these slightly, you can see the bit that hasn't moved in between them is the edge piece and the corner piece, of course. It's not black stripes. So whereas on these there is no particular positioning or orientation for these black pieces, they can go in any position, which may actually produce parities, I think, anyway, if I remember correctly. Whereas on these they have a specific position and specific orientation, which you will also have to solve, whereas these don't have that. And finally, version 4, which once again is the same as version 3, except a slightly different colour scheme. So presumably that's going to be the same as version 1. Let's have a look, so we can get this same orientation. Indeed it is. So they're very attractive puzzles. I'm very happy to have all these. They do look nice, there's no two ways about it. Let's get on to turning some properly. Now it's going to be a bit challenging for me, of course, but I say that, it's actually not too bad at all. The turning quality, they're slightly stiff, but not in a bad way. It's just almost feels like they're just tensioned slightly too tight, but you know, they turn nice, and with a little bit of breaking in and caps falling off, they might turn a little bit better. Hopefully that's just going to pop back in and stay there this time. It doesn't feel like it went in very solidly, to be honest. Yeah, that's not actually a tight fit at all. That's just going to keep falling out, that is. So I may have to use a dab of super glue on that to keep it in position. I'm pretty sure I will, actually, because what you don't want to do with these is just glue them in completely permanently. Otherwise, if you ever need to take it apart or tension it or reassemble it or something, then you're never going to be able to get it off again. But if you just put one dab of super glue on the corner and then put it in on these things, it'll hold it in position, but you can actually prise it off if you ever need to. So anyway, the reason I bought all four, well, obviously I like having all four in my collection, but because they are completely identical, unless I find them in a particularly special puzzle, then I wouldn't normally do this. However, there was a special offer and there's something else in the box that will come in a different video, and it basically meant I got two of these puzzles for free, so compared to the individual selling prices, at least, anyway. So I thought it was a decent deal, so I bought all four and the other thing that's coming in the later video. So I suppose what I will do is scramble two of these. I'll scramble the same version, but in sorry, the same colour scheme, but in the two different versions, and go away and solve them as usual and come back with some thoughts. Now these are, I expect, going to be a little bit easier than the cross cube, because these baby faces, all you've got to do is get the correct colours onto the faces. They're because all the corners of them are identical. Or, oops, excuse my telephone, that's reminded me of an eBay auction for some reason. because they're all single colour, the pieces on the baby faces, there's not going to be any orientation or permutation required once they're on the correct face. Once they are on their right face, they are solved. So they should be a reasonable amount easier to solve than the regular cross cube, but so what, it's still a fun puzzle, I'm sure. So, you know, I'm not complaining, just an observation. So make sure I give the baby faces a good amount of turns as well, of course, as well as the 3x3 turns. No shape shifting on this one because you've got baby faces in all positions. Now, I believe this actually was a concept back from a very early Methods catalogue back in the early 80s. I think Tony Fisher made a version of it. I can't remember. Pyraminx something. I'll be honest, I can't remember the full name of it. I will have to look that up. And whether he needed permission or not, I'm not sure. But yeah, if he needed permission, I'm sure he got it to make these. So get the second one scrambled. I was nearly telling baby faces then when they hadn't had any pieces swapped in or out of them, which would have achieved absolutely zero. Yeah, they're very attractive puzzles. I like the colours a lot. They're very vibrant. Now I admit I don't normally like bright colours, and I especially don't like pink. I hate the colour pink. With a passion. I hate anything pink ever. I think it's the most hideous colour. But anyway, but other that aside, they are quite attractive puzzles. They're very well finished, very well produced, and they turn nicely. They're not catching or feeling like they're going to pop or anything like that at any point in any way whatsoever. So, you know, they're a nice quality puzzle, but yeah, they're definitely slightly stiff, and the angles of the faces doesn't help with that either, but because of the shape of the puzzle. And as I've mentioned in the past, I have some joint pain problems in my hands, and I can feel that this is bringing those on. So these are going to be a little bit tricky for me to solve. I won't be able to play with them for long periods of time, and of course having this mangled finger isn't helping with that either, because I can't grip it the way I normally would. But anyway, there's the two I've scrambled. I'll go away, give them a solve, and get back to you with some more thoughts once I've done so. Okay then, so the Octics are all now solved again. I'll be honest, I can't remember which two I scrambled now offhand without checking the first part of the video, but just for the sake of argument, I'll say it's these two. It makes no difference really, other than the slight variation in the colour scheme. So yeah, these are fun little puzzles. The quality of them is excellent. They're quite weighty. I don't think I said that in the first part of this video, that they are quite weighty puzzles, so they feel quality straight away. The turning is okay. It's a little bit better. I've actually lubed this one, so I can tell that this is one of the ones I solved because I can feel the lube in it. It does improve slightly, the turning, but it's not a huge improvement, but the turning isn't bad to start with anyway. The one thing I will say is there's absolutely zero reverse corner cutting. As you can see, that I'm trying to turn that to the smallest possible amount of kind of reverse corner cutting, and it still absolutely will not turn. So what you have to do is to make it corner cut the other way if you want to be able to turn it. So a little bit of practice with that helps. Yeah, there's absolutely even a millimetre, and he lied, as it turns, but yeah, even a millimetre generally speaking, and you will not be able to move it past that in a corner cutting sense. Having said that, this isn't meant to be a speed cubing puzzle, but you just have to be a little bit careful with the alignment to get the turning going well. But yeah, it is a little bit stiff, and as I said before, the angles of everything made it a little bit difficult to me and were causing me some pains in my hands. So that's something you do need to have to look out for. It just means you have to grip things a bit harder, that's all. Difficulty wise, as expected, this one with the two colour edges was a bit more difficult than this one with all the black edges. But not especially so, especially if you've solved things like the cross cube in the past, then it's not going to present too much difficulty to you compared to that. And once you've actually solved those pieces, the baby faces, as I call them, as they tend to get called on the Cross Cubic and that is entire series, are very easy to solve because they are all one colour. All you've got to do is get the right pieces in the right layer, and they are in fact solved. There's no permutation to worry about. So in that regard, they are a bit easier. So yeah, not really a lot else to say about these ones, I don't think. They're a fun puzzle, they're good quality. They're not going to add really anything solving wise to your collection if you've got things like any of the 3x3x5 cuboid series from Calvin's. Having said that, they do look great, they're good quality, and I'm very happy to have these in my collection, but yeah, just don't expect them to be particularly challenging, especially if you've solved any of that kind of puzzle in the past. Okay then guys, I don't think there's really much else I can say about these, so thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Take care now. Bye.